We're recording.
Yeah, okay.
Good.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello and welcome to the Carbitrage podcast, episode 130. I'm
130.
Oh, how do we say that in Spanish? Sente, trente. I don't know how to speak Spanish.
Santa Trenta?
Trenta.
I think it's Santa Trenta.
Yeah, that sounds
It
right.
sounds like something I would order at a Starbucks.
Anyway.
Probably.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Welcome
Hola.
back to this week, even though we've only been dishing out one episode per week for these 2 weeks because events, past,
Oh my
present,
God.
and future.
I'm so sorry about
I
this.
am looking forward to winter. There you heard
Yes. Well,
After how sweaty it is, say it.
it. That, and I will have more time.
I
Well, I say that
do.
every year, and I'm not sure if it's actually true.
No, I know what
No.
you mean, because it actually
It feels like
cancels
you
out-
have more time, but
It cancels out all car stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I
kinda
love
get
car
that.
stuff. Like, I live and breathe it, but that's why we have, no
Off-season.
time in the summer.
Yeah,
It is
it's all
full.
compacted into
just
5 months. A full
just
year's
full.
worth of trash into 5 months.
Yeah, emphasis on the trash.
I do
Yes.
plan to try to do something at JCCS since I've got a media pass. So I got some brand new Hello Kitty headphones with a microphone. So
But was
hopefully.
it Toyota Hello Kitty?
No, it's just plain Hello Kitty, but it does match my Toyota Hello Kitty stuff.
Well, that's pretty cool. That's much more cool than what happened to poor
I know.
Gibbs' car.
Right
Yeah, what
after it
the
was
heck
detailed.
happened?
I know. I just had John from Hara Hand Wash detail this thing because I owed her a detail from last
So
Christmas.
Yes.
1 second, we should note, if you were listening to episodes 120 and 129, which you should have been, there was a in the background, and that was John detailing this car. That's how it looks so pretty before and not after.
Correct. So the top picture is the picture I took literally after I left the podcast and went to my parents' house on Sunday for dinner. And 6 days later is the bottom photo. So while they were up north on vacation, they came back and they noticed that the BMW had been pushed 2 feet closer and into the curb, rashing both the passenger wheels. It was pushed into the Ford Escape in front of it. It had the rear left suspension shattered. The
Who did that?
left quarter panel completely caved in, demolished. Both doors screwed on the left side. The mirror taken off. Apparently, according to the police report, which they're still working on getting, hopefully pinning fault on the person who
Yes.
did this, about 300 feet further up, his car was rolled in the street.
Good.
Broad daylight, breathalyzed him, not drunk, just dumb.
What the
Person was just dumb. So anyway, the
So many
beautiful,
illegal words.
poor 2004 530i 6-speed rear-wheel drive is certainly totaled.
Confident.
I
100%.
found them a
Rip in
car
peace.
replacement, thank
One
goodness.
second, before we show the car replacement, can we just talk about how awesome John's detailing job was? Because even after that car got demolished, it's
And hadn't been
remarkably
washed in a
shiny.
week. Yeah,
It's remarkably shiny in that driver's
and I'm
side.
really glad I have like what do you call the metadata tagged
Yeah.
photos from like 6 days prior. The thing like had never looked better.
Yeah,
And I was like,
exactly.
well, you see, you need to pay a top dollar because this car not only was immaculately clean, but also I have done everything to it that not
Yeah.
only it needs but will need.
Yeah.
Because they don't like downtime for maintenance. So like,
Yeah.
what could this car need? I'm like, all that's been done.
And this looks like worse damage than the Element got when it was rear-ended
I
by
know.
a semi.
And that was another case of a car that they loved and had maintained to the tens and then got cut down in its prime.
That's
like a
terrible.
sad, rainy teddy bear.
Well,
And they
what-
need these cars.
they do. They don't need the Porsche.
No.
We were talking to Scott. I'm like, I wish my Porsche had been out in the street. That would have been easy. I could have just
So-
bought my
Yeah.
2 Series.
Can we just mention that this does have an inline 6 and manual transmission?
Yeah,
And it's
it's
rear-wheel
very
drive. Like,
important.
this is the perfect car.
So
And
you're
she
gonna buy
loves
it. You're gonna buy it out. And
Oh yeah, I'm doing the insurance buyback unless it's way more than the parts value. But I'm sure I'll pay like $500 for this thing.
maybe I should change my answer for our rental car challenge for something that this could
This
be a donor to.
doesn't drive, but yeah.
No,
I
something
guess.
that this could be a donor to.
Oh, I gotcha.
So, I'm-
Yeah, making the engine run probably wouldn't be too bad if you reverted to a little bit earlier fuel injection on these, but
But yeah, I've never
6-speed
felt
manual.
more terrible. Like, I would have been upset had this happened either way. But the fact that it happened right after she just got it back after being detailed,
I know.
and I know it was down a little bit a while ago because of a clutch, and it's just like,
No, this has been
Oh.
solid.
yeah,
The
that
one I
was
was
over a
down.
year ago. Yeah.
yeah, but like just like, oh, it's so
No,
frustrating.
It's never. Yeah, I mean, that car was never mechanically broken except for when it was here for the shattered spring.
Oh, that's what
and
it
it got
was.
hit on the corner I did the new spring and strut on, too.
Oh no. Ugh.
I'm sorry.
But this car was parked in gear with the parking brake, which has all brand new shoes,
So
adjusters.
This car,
It got hit hard.
you could park this car
my God.
vertically on a wall and it wouldn't move.
Right. Like, she wanted a working parking brake, so I put every
A
piece of the
working
parking brake, and I
parking
adjusted
brake.
it properly. Like, you pulled it up 2 clicks, and the thing was like, you could park a car on a trailer hitch, on a hill, on Lombard with that thing, and it wouldn't move.
That's amazing.
And yeah, it got shoved several feet. So
I'm sure those tires have extreme.
What car was
Brand new
this?
tires, too.
This guy driving?
I don't know. They've got. I think they're working on getting a copy of the police report and their lawyers. I'm sure.
Yeah,
they'll get
they
through.
will.
They started a claim with their own insurance at this point. Which
That's
is,
just. I have to say, I've always been flabbergasted seeing rolled cars in the middle of broad daylight. But like,
But, like, this is a fairly common sight. You come around any city
Yeah.
street left turn,
There's always
and the
something
car on your
that's
right, there's
bent.
always something that has just been hit really hard. And it's always small front rear overlap too. So it's.
that's why my
So,
Sienna
what-
gets
what are
street
they-
parked.
What are they getting?
So I was, before they told me anything about what they were looking for, I'm like, I assume it'll either be an exact replacement, so another E60 530i. I was thinking maybe a 3rd gen Cayenne with a 6-speed manual, or an EV. But then they came over that Sunday night, and they're like, well, let's start looking for an F10 manual. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well-
So the
So
F10 is the
F10 is
chassis
a
just after this in the
5
5
series.
Series. Yep.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm pretty sure the first year of that body, they did the normally aspirated 3-liter in the 528 before they went to that godforsaken timing chain crash 2-liter.
They aren't gonna. They didn't get that, did they?
No, they didn't.
Thank God.
But they did make the NA 6-cylinder, but they did not put the 6-speed in it. But the twin turbo 6-cylinder, which is still a good engine, actually single turbo twin scroll, so it's an 11. Anyway, they put the turbo straight 6 in it with the 6-speed with rear wheel drive. So I'm like, okay, that's still pretty good. You're gonna have direct injection, you're gonna have carbon buildup, but other than that, it's fine. So we ended up finding a locally,
Ooh.
mind you, it's at Westside Volkswagen. They put a deposit
Nice.
down on it today, so I can show you.
Yeah,
A 2013 535i 6-speed manual rear-wheel drive.
Wait. Was this a trade-in?
Yes, it was. I don't know what
Somebody
he traded.
made a terrible decision.
I know, Scott was
They-
like, I want to know what this got traded in.
No,
Yeah.
there's one vehicle. They had one solitary
Golf R.
vehicle. No, they had a fixed high roof green Eurovan camper that had been in their used car lot for like 2 years.
No way did this get traded in on that.
That's the only feasible option for trading this car in. Is you
At
got, that
Westside.
is the ultimate overlander.
So anyway, this car was originally a lease in California, then it moved to Georgia,
Oh.
and then it came up here.
Perfect. This had a
Awesome.
great life.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have the sun issues that
Right.
you would get from California because it moved to Georgia, which you're not gonna.
And you're
Oh.
also not going to have the drying out of all the rubbers.
And it hasn't been
Perfect.
through very many winters.
You can tell my Vans was from the desert in Colorado
all the
because
rubber seals around the
all the
perimeter
rubber
all cracked.
seals look like I've been trying to chew on them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know that
Oh,
look.
that's
But this
awesome.
is, it's carbon black, which, if you're not
Ooh.
familiar with the color, it looks dark blue in sunlight, it looks purple at sunrise, and it's black when there's no light.
That's
Perfect.
amazing.
cool.
That's a
Very
perfect
solid blue.
color for Gibbs.
It's a sport package. It's got a heated steering wheel, a la carte, heated seats,
Ooh.
ski pass with fold-down rear seats, which I've never had before. And yeah, it's like 101,000 miles or something.
That
but
is a
it's a
sick
really,
car.
really well-optioned car.
Perfect
so,
family car.
Yeah.
This has good all over it. Like, this
yeah,
is perfect
I
for
think
her.
I think she's excited, even though she's obviously unhappy about her.
Well,
current
yeah,
vehicle.
and it's
This is a come up.
Although,
Like,
like, it is, but like that E60, that's such
but
a shame.
it was so perfect for her, and
I
just
know.
this would be like if I got
Oof.
Jana immediately out of the Accord and
Yeah.
into a Fintail Mercedes. Like it'd just be that perfect of a,
Yeah.
of a change. Because I mean, it,
The
honestly,
only downside is more maintenance,
yeah.
and it's
Fine.
heavier, and it gets way worse fuel economy.
but
Yeah.
it looks infinitely better. Because I honestly,
Yeah, it's a better car.
Gibbs' car was very well optioned and it was a very good car, but that was one of my least favorite body styles of the 5 Series.
E60 is such a weird thing because it's a really light car.
It's a mechanically good car.
Because it's an E39 mechanically.
Yes.
But they put all new electronics into it.
In the way it looks.
I
is
actually
a bit-
like how the E60 looks.
Yeah, I kind of like how it looks
I
too.
think
The F10
it's,
is like a universal. It's like the regression to E39. Though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like that's a handsome car. Like there's nobody that's like, oh god, I hate the F10 5 Series.
No,
Just like there's
nobody's
nobody that says,
ever-
oh god, the E39 5 Series. Ugh.
To be fair, the E39, I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for emissions and safety testing, the E39 could have been one of those cars that's just in production
Just-
forever, like
yeah.
a G body.
Like a
Yeah.
Lada or something. Like yeah,
Yeah.
we're just gonna make this car because it's good.
Like it'd be like a G body where it's just like we got it right. No need to change anything.
Like we updated
The
the nav
Fiat
this
500.
Yeah, yeah, just,
yeah, the 500.
yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of really good examples, but I agree that's one of those cars where like you could just keep making it. And it'd
Yeah,
be
you
fine.
would never have to change anything.
Yeah, it looks extremely modern. It's
And-
the right grill.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
have black kidney grills on it, which is amazing.
Yeah, yeah. In this current one, the F10, it's the only F-Series BMW that I objectively like.
I'm gonna have to buy some new diagnostic tools, which sucks. 'cause
Oh,
these
yeah.
are all Ethernet cards, but
To be yeah, but the thing is also to be fair with your new diagnostic tools, that at least you're doing stuff on the side is gonna be a lot more. It's gonna open some doors
I
for you.
guess. But I don't know if I really want to work on other people's cars that have these. It needs a water pump because it's never been done, which is terrifying because it's got
Ooh.
101,000 miles on it, and those are a 45,000 mile item in my book.
Oh
Yep,
man.
so I already ordered it.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll be
Good.
driven right here.
just immediately as soon as they take delivery, they're gonna drive and have a water pump done.
But yeah, it's cool. Like we found the right spec car. I looked across the country, obviously. For
Yeah,
these,
and this one seems
this
to be
one
the
was
best spec.
only. I'm gonna call it blue because
Yeah.
it kind of is. But it's the only one that was the right year, the right engine, the right options. Like heated steering wheel is really hard to find on these
Yeah.
with the sport package.
All right, so I need everybody to understand here. A heated steering wheel sounds like something that is not a necessary
Bougie.
item. No, it's something that's
Sounds
not a
bougie
necessary
until you've
item.
lived with it for a day, and then it becomes a
Yes.
The
necessity.
second you use it, you are never going back.
I remember we were at a winter's farmers market in Linden Hills, and we were talking to the honey lady, and she was, because this was when you were working at
this sounds like
Subaru,
Subaru, yeah.
and she was like, yeah, I really want the high trim level because it has a heating steering wheel. And I went, wait, Ryan, there's such thing as a heated steering wheel?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah. And I was like, how do I get one?
They're the greatest thing on earth.
And that's one of those things. It's not like a retrofittable item in most cases. You
No.
need to get like a pretty bougie car to
You
get
can
one.
Yeah.
actually make them. What you have to do is it requires a whole. I've been able to actually prototype one, and what I did basically was, and the prototype is you wrap basically a clothes hanger, a copper clothes hanger inside a rubber steering wheel,
Okay.
and then you run it to a contact point that's on the
Slip ring?
No, it's on the clock spring for the horn. You run the wiring for the horn to a separate button somewhere else, and you use the clock spring for the horn, and you just permanently connect it up to the steering wheel. And then you can run it as a heated steering wheel, and then you put an on-off switch somewhere else further down. That's
Sure.
how you can create one. But that's
Probably
also
want to use a wire that's much thinner than a coat hanger. for
Yeah.
yeah,
though.
that was just for the prototype idea. But
Yeah, you can do that.
yeah, you can do that, and it'll work. And it's also really hood, and they have to have like a clapped out kind of horn thing. But yeah, it's one of those things that's
Sure.
very difficult to put in. If you find one with Spectral one, that is an amazing
Yeah.
find.
And with the sport pack, because like it's pretty common on the non-sports. But getting
Yeah.
the sports steering wheel with it, you had to go in and actually click it a la carte,
Yeah,
which is dumb.
And
it's not
it's-
part of the cold weather package.
but then that's why the whole point of the Teddy Roosevelt edition.
Yeah.
The Outback touring.
Yeah,
is-
exactly.
That's why it's suddenly working.
So the Teddy, we probably reference the Teddy Roosevelt edition Subaru Outback a lot, and what it is this dark olive
Wilderness
foresty green.
It's wilderness green.
So wilderness green with a nice cognac tan leather interior.
Oh,
Yeah, it's,
And-
well, no, it's brown. It's brown. It's
Yeah,
the brown interior. 'Cause,
Yeah,
it's the
but
sample brown.
I'm trying to
brown.
describe it to our listeners.
Yep.
And it's just like perfect, and I just imagine that if Teddy Roosevelt was alive today, I could just imagine him smoking a cigar in it.
Because those are actually made specifically in America.
Yep.
They're not
And
made in
it's
any other
just,
plant.
it's something that you want to take to the parks, and I just, Teddy Roosevelt edition.
That whole trim level with the
Heated steering.
the low-rise roof rails is actually unique to the American market. No other market in the world has that
awesome.
vehicle. So
Thus, it earning the
We do
Teddy
have a
Roosevelt
couple
name.
unique USM vehicles that are
yeah,
actually pretty
and
good.
Subaru is actually really good at doing that. So even though Canada's actually, I found out Canada's the only market in the world that has a manual Outback right now.
Wow.
Even Japan doesn't have it.
Wow.
Only Canada. So the
Why
only
don't we get it?
because they're made in Indiana and they go on a train and they go to
I
Canada.
knew the answer before we talked
But,
about it. I'm sad now. There's the heat.
No, the Teddy Roosevelt edition. It's the Outback Touring, preferably a 3.6R because it actually has some balls. And then you get it, wilderness green with a brown interior, and it is
Wilderness green.
like that's
that's the perfect name for that color.
But when you look at that and you see, if you saw a car coming down the street, it doesn't look like a Subaru. It
No.
looks like
No.
it looks like a weirdo Audi. Like
yeah.
It's
yeah,
gorgeous.
it looks
looks
like
like-
an all-road
yeah,
or like a
it's
cross.
like way not. That
I
car
agree.
is. If you when you get into that on a Subaru show floor and then you immediately get into a Crosstrek,
You're like,
You-
what's
It's-
going on?
you now understand why Lexus exists. Because if you went from a Lexus LS400 to a like Toyota Matrix, like that's
Yeah.
your difference.
Right.
It's
Right.
just it is.
It's a significant
It's
step up.
such a culture shock.
Another important thing is the tailgate. You hit a button to open it, but it'll also stop at a height that's reasonable
got a
for
s-
short people
yeah.
to close.
Oh, that's nice.
So you
have to
can
program that.
Yeah, but it's really easy. You just push the button a
Like,
certain
you
amount of
just open
times.
it and then you.
Well,
Well,
so
like on
this-
Tesla,
this
you
is
just
the
close
thing.
it a little bit and you hold the button until it beeps.
So this is the thing that you can turn that on and off.
Well, that's kind of nice.
So you have a two-setting tailgate on the Outback. So that if you press the button, it'll open normally. And if you press the button on the dashboard, it'll open to a shorter level. So if you have a short wife,
Yeah.
then you have if you have a JAMA,
Yes.
then you can only open it a little bit. And then if you press that button, then you can, on the dashboard, it'll open up all the way. It's such a
Picturing,
genius.
because you know there's always like the little red lit
Yeah.
buttons or whatever.
It's
like
ju-
a
it's
picture,
exactly
like
what
the
you
person
imagine it.
closing the hatch button, and then there's like a shorter person button next to it.
It honestly, yes. That's exactly what it is. It's really, really
It would
fun.
be worth engineering and selling and retrofitting all those buttons just to get
Yeah.
the short person button.
It
Next to it.
is. That would be.
That's a
hilarious.
good idea.
And it takes place of a dead button, so you can
Yeah.
easily do that because Subaru is still really cheap.
Engineering one part.
Now, speaking of vehicles that you need in your life,
Yes.
I need to talk about the one pickup truck that you will ever need.
Is it a? I'm trying to think of a pickup truck. GMC Cyclone.
No.
No, that's kind of what I want.
Let's. Jana, what would you say is the one pickup truck that you would ever need?
You don't need one.
That is correct, but there's one that you may, if you ever were to need a pickup truck,
Maybe like a
The-
Corvair.
you need something that's small
Okay.
and usable. And the Baja looks like a foot.
Didn't they
A
make an N600
taco?
They did.
That'd be pretty
Smaller
cool.
than a Taco. This is a Suzuki Mighty Boy.
What?
Now, this Suzuki Mighty Boy can do anything that
Oh
any
my
other vehicle
goodness.
can do. Here it is
Like
hauling
hold-
a load.
That is. It has
Those are
two
two.
pooch loads.
Yes. And then
They look
I think
very
they're
happy to be in the
Greyhound.
Mighty Boy.
There's some sort of
yes,
Greyhound
they're
mix.
Greyhounds. I
So
believe-
very large Doges.
Very
Actually,
happy Doges.
To be honest, those are either probably knowing this as that car Italian Greyhounds or
No,
puppies.
they're not Italian Greyhounds.
Jana, look how big they are compared to the seats.
Um,
Those are about
they're
the
not
size of the
Greyhounds
down.
then.
Look happy.
They're
Yeah, they're
definitely.
very happy, yeah.
They're. I don't recognize the breed. I'm more into cats
Yeah,
breeds
they're very
than
cute.
dog
They're
breeds.
small Greyhounds. That's
can
But you
tell
can
you
see like a horse in the
That they
background.
are not Hello Kitties.
yeah,
They're
very
not Hello
cute.
My
Kitties.
contribution.
That tailgate can hold one Pusheen. Now, if you look and see
One super jumbo Pusheen.
yes, one super jumbo Pusheen. I also have a picture of it off-roading next to a
Oh.
motorcycle,
Oh.
a small motorcycle.
No, this is an actual size motorcycle.
yes, this is it off-roading next to a very, very large fence.
The Mighty Boy. These are 14 by 5.
So we have proven that the Mighty Boy, despite its diminutive size, where'd Jana go?
So you went to the baño.
Oh, this.
Please don't scream at me.
Despite its its small size, we have proven that it can haul a load and
Diminutive stature, we'll say.
yes, and It can also go off-roading with the best of them.
That's
as you
true.
Can see,
That full-size sport bike is definitely
okay,
good
it
at
will
off-roading.
fit underneath that.
Yep.
Yes.
It's like the Fast and the Furious. You know,
Yes.
when you drive underneath the pickup. Yeah.
And then, what's the other thing you do with a pickup truck? You do burnouts, right?
But yeah, that's why I said Cyclone originally.
Yes, and here's one doing a burnout.
Does this have like forklift tires on it for the burnout?
It
Because
was
also,
des-
is this rear-wheel drive?
This one is.
Oh, okay. Is this in Australia?
Yes, it is.
Is that why they have their hand up and they're clearly just throwing it back and forth sideways
Yes.
and things like that?
Yes,
Okay.
they are. Yep. And I believe that is probably a 15-inch wheel.
I was gonna say it's probably like a 13 by 3 or something.
Yeah.
And these might just be blown tires at this point.
Yes. But, no.
That's a very mighty boy.
Yeah, there is. And it's called the Suzuki Mighty Boy, which is like the best name ever. It's a K truck, so it is 600. It's 550 cc's. It has 50 horsepower.
And they were originally front-wheel drive.
Yes, they were.
Okay. All right.
But
Well, it could be fixable. Clearly.
I want to note the Mighty Boy is a really, really, really weird history. It is front-wheel drive because it had a bed in it. It was based off the Suzuki Servo, which this generation was rear-engine, rear-wheel drive.
Okay.
So it has
Oh, what was that?
all of the It has all of the provisions to be rear-wheel drive very easily.
Yeah, but you said rear engine, rear wheel drive.
Yes,
So.
and it has so they just had to make a big tunnel, and they didn't know how large what else they were gonna do with it, so they made the tunnel a bit larger, and it needed to be so you can fit a prop shaft.
I believe
through
those are
it.
geese.
So
Well, either way, the Australians have figured it out.
yes,
So.
so the Mighty Boy can do everything that a Dodge Ram 2500 can do.
I picture those like
It can haul a load. It can do
Safari
it.
commercials from the late '90s.
Yeah.
Anything you can do, I can
Could
do
do
better.
better.
Well, it can do. It can haul a load. It can go off roading.
We saw it hauling. Yeah, we saw it doing all of those things.
What else would you ever need a truck to do? Because I think that's about.
Well, you
all
don't
of it.
actually need a pickup truck ever.
Corpses.
So
And there you go.
Yeah.
This way, you have a pickup truck without the
you
extra
are
space.
acknowledging that you don't need a pickup truck.
Yeah, you're acknowledging it, but still having the utility in case you needed
In
it.
case you have two happy pooches or need to go off-roading or to do a burnout.
Yes, and there you go. The Suzuki Mighty Boy,
Yeah.
the only pickup truck that you will ever need.
Carbitrage has solved your pickup truck needs.
There you go.
Okay, so I want to talk about something I touched on last week, which was
Tesla.
the Tesla versus Porsche thing. We talked about the lap time at Laguna Seca.
What?
Now, Tesla has actually procured a very, very short time slot during the already booked schedule, during a Touristenfahrten where they shut down the track
Oh.
for public for 15 minutes, I think. They did a lap or maybe two. I don't believe this yet, but I
That
know the car has
smells-
done. They claim that it's beaten the Taycan. I don't know. There's spitballing. The times are relevant. I don't know if it's beat it or not. What I do want to talk about is that car, that red one that's got the wide flares or whatever. This one.
That looks amazing.
That's a Lemon Law Model S
Oh.
7-seater
I love that.
What?
So
that
wait,
they modified with the plaid
can
drivetrain.
we just talk about this? That this is actually the greatest Tesla to exist. Because it's a 7-seater P100D,
P100D Ludicrous. That's been retrofitted with the new Roadster drivetrain, which is coming to market next year.
and a
they-
wide body.
And a wide body, and they hogged out the front area for more airflow. And it's a Lemon Law car.
I cannot love this car enough.
What's this car's name?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell what that car looks
Well,
like.
there's
Its
a
name would
lemon.
be.
Jack.
No.
No? Wally?
No, he looks a little more edgy than those names.
Yeah.
Chad?
Orin.
Well, Plaid.
Plaid. Okay, yeah, who wears plaid? What name wears plaid?
Patrick?
Jason.
Scott?
I like Patrick. Patrick's pretty
Patrick's
good.
a good name. It should,
That might be, I think that's Patrick.
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 This car's name is Patrick.
So anyway, Patrick had a
Yes.
rough life, we'll
I
say.
see that, and he's been saved.
But he got shipped over to the Green Hell, and you know he's doing some heckin' times over there.
Yeah.
And I really, really, absolutely love that wide body kit.
Me too. I really want those
It's really
flares
nice.
to
And
be
my-
in the parts catalog, so I can
Yeah.
order those
Yes.
giant wheels for my
And
car.
my favorite piece is the 7-seater option.
Yeah.
I know,
They're
that's great.
bringing back next year in the
Yes.
Model S. And Mark's like, sold. Buying a Model S next year. Because that's the
Did
option.
he
Like,
just
he
buy
regretted.
another new one?
No.
Oh.
He, I mean, you bought his 3 years ago now, and like
Okay.
the option was available then, but he's like, oh, I'm not spending $4.5 grand. I'll see you. I'll just get that later. I'm like,
What?
Then they
It's-
got rid. Yeah.
So I just want, this is your brother. I can easily afford it because I'm
Yeah.
looking at Jenna Jameson's Lamborghini. And he didn't get the 7-seater option.
Correct. And then he regretted it because it's not really retrofittable because you can't just go to a dealership and get parts.
Oh, I bet he probably thought it was just retrofittable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is, but you have to go to Pavel and it's $1,500, so it's what it is.
At that point.
Bringing it back with the plaid drivetrain, so he's gonna get a, what do we call this thing?
Patrick.
He's gonna get a Patrick next year,
I'm so
Yay.
excited.
and then either my dad will buy his car, or I'll buy his, and my dad will buy mine. I don't know. So anyway,
It'll be a bunch of Tesla trading
so we'll
amongst
let
the
you know
burgers.
when there's official timing on this to see if the Taken actually got beat by Model S. I don't know if it did or not, but
Hype beast. I
Well,
don't feel like you have the right
Alternatively,
answers.
we could, once Mark gets his, we could just take your Patrick Burger to the Green Hell, and Patrick Burger can...
or I could upgrade my Patrick.
Well, yours isn't a Patrick.
That's true.
Yours is a Poverty.
So yeah,
So-
I guess he does already have
But
a name.
yeah, and so your brother's Patrick can...
What?
I call it Patrick Burger.
Well, yeah, that's actually a person, so it's kind of messing with my brain. My cousin.
Hi,
Please
Patrick.
don't take him to the Green Hell and beat him.
Ryan, you just made threats on air.
So anyway, there you go. We'll keep you updated on Patrick and what he's doing in Germany. Hopefully not being beat.
Oh, I hope
Oh no.
your cousin's okay. He's just
Oh,
in
man.
Germany in a fetal position.
How did I get here?
I didn't do anything.
Oh,
Been a good person.
Jeez. Well,
oh
So
no.
we have our rental car challenge.
We do.
And I am going to have an opportunity to do it in real life.
Ooh.
Well, actually,
We went on to Turo
Yes.
and we got a 500E Cabriolet.
that doesn't.
Oh no, not an E,
A
a 500
Okay,
Cabriolet.
500C. Yeah.
five.
Good.
I did
Oh,
not get
awesome.
I thought about getting 500E, but I want to not be
Yeah.
limited by my range.
Did you by chance have a screenshot of the link that you?
Why?
There's
No
nothing
reason.
found.
Oh, bollocks! Oh, I did.
But
It was so. Anyway, we were gonna do our
Ladies and gentlemen,
and
say hello to
it's
the Craigslist
brown.
donkey.
hello, he is testicles.
Oh wow, yeah. Why does he have W testicles?
Anyway, so
yeah, there's nothing
our
here.
Fiat, our rental car challenge was not possible. We saved so much money on our Fiat 500 that I couldn't possibly.
And you get to have a lovely way to drive around California.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went for $141 all in for the
Oh.
weekend, delivered to my hotel room.
That's
Amazing.
epic.
Yeah. So anyway,
We're not getting it the first night because we're staying at a hotel that has an airport shuttle.
Okay.
And I do not want to pay for valet parking in
Yeah,
downtown
totally. I
LA.
totally get that.
Yeah.
So I was really smart and I told Ryan, hey, don't get it the first day. We're going to get an airport shuttle
so
because
gonna be
it's
delivered
free.
to us at 9:30 on Monday or on Tuesday, whatever day.
Friday.
Is it an
Friday.
automatic or a manual?
It's
It-
an automatic,
available.
unfortunately.
It is available.
Okay.
So
That's fine.
anyway,
The Eisen 6-speed is tolerable.
Yeah, in the
I don't care. 'Cause
It's
a
not
rental.
going to be, yeah. Well,
on
it's not going to be
Turo,
fast.
even on Turo, it was really hard to find things in manual.
And
It
it
was-
should be.
It's
Well, see,
possible,
this is-
but like they really hide that it's a manual because
Oh.
they don't want just anyone renting it.
So this is my thing though, is I thought about getting the manual, but I would not be able to get a convertible, and I would have
You
to
gotta
have
have a convertible.
excessive window tint,
Oh.
which I don't really want.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And then it would also be $22 more per night.
Screw that.
Yikes.
500. Yeah.
500 on max.
Please tell me it's like some baby blue color.
No, it's literally
Is it
like
pistachio green?
tan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is.
It's an
it's
ugly-
called cappuccino is the color.
Oh,
if I'm not
lovely.
mistaken. It was one of the diesel colors, and they made the 500 diesel.
Yeah, it's like the color of this couch.
It's a
Okay.
wonderful color.
I-
But
I'm super stoked. I miss
yes,
my 500.
we will do a review of it, and I
Good.
will take pictures of it. But anyway, I'm actually really stoked because I've never actually driven the Eisen automatic.
Yeah, it's okay.
Well, I'm really stoked because that's the only variant I haven't driven.
Yeah.
I've driven
It's okay.
the Abarth, I've driven the Turbo, I've driven the Vanilla, I've driven the
Electric.
E. I've never driven an automatic non-turbo, so I'm really
We
excited.
had a lot of them as loaners when Scott's car was brand new. So.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, what my plan was, I was going to do the real life edition of the rental challenge saying $1,500 is my limit. So that's what your limit would be.
Right.
Um,
Because I mean, yeah, I usually
you splurge, and I'm not into that. I use this as a chance to get the cheapest possible car I possibly could and see how much.
We
And I
usually get
should do that
upgraded,
'cause you
too.
have better luck with that. Like I
Yeah.
get the nice thing and like, oh, sorry, we don't have that, and your reservation doesn't show
Well, see,
up.
my thing is I get
We've-
upgraded. I'm angry about it.
Yeah, because
Oh, yeah.
the last couple
Like, I
of
want a big
times
car.
we've always asked for the Mitsubishi Mirage
Yep.
base model, like
I-
bottom of the bottom,
I
and we
literally
get
want
Windows.
we literally get upgraded 3 times with no charge because they don't have it.
We when we got Jenna,
Did
we booked a Yaris.
Yeah.
We really didn't get a Yaris.
you get Impala?
No, worse, way worse.
Did you get,
Think of special financing.
Oh no.
oh, you got a 300C
Worse. More special.
Challenger.
No, more special. More special financing. There's room for a lot of illegitimate children in it.
A van?
No, it's a Dodge Journey.
That's the same thing. That's
No.
terrible.
But it was the 3.6, and that was the worst tuned drivetrain. I could not believe that had the Pentastar in it.
That's an awful.
It was
awful vehicle.
so terrible. We had to spend 2.5 hours in it. It was the worst time.
So
I've had.
anyway, what I was able to find,
Yes.
was actually, why don't you actually click on that link
I did.
again? Click on it again, and then just click on the Craigslist thing. Oh, it takes you to Minneapolis. Go to that Los Angeles homepage and then type in, because I found for like seriously like less than $1,500, a Mercedes 190E 2.6,
Nice.
and actually no, I think it was vastly less. Why are you looking at car parts? Just look at cars and trucks.
I don't know.
Click, no, yeah. Okay, so it is now gone. That's weird. Anyway,
That's a pretty reasonable. Oh, I thought it was a 16 valve.
no, but this one was
Whoop.
That sounded
ooh,
poorly.
It did sound poorly. It was a black 2.6.
African American, please.
But it had like either a red or a brown interior.
Ooh, it's probably the Oxblood.
Yeah, it was oxblood. Yeah, it was red. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So it was actually like one I would want in real life.
Yeah, that means it's a late model too. So that's I would have. Yeah, that's a good choice.
Yeah, it was automatic because it was a 2.6.
Almost
and
all
it's
of them are.
I
The
haven't-
2.6 was available in a manual here.
I've seen one in my life.
They're very rare.
Yes. But I would take a 2.6 190E automatic
Oh,
with
yeah.
the oxblood interior
That's a
on black.
93
and It's a little oxidized, but really, honestly, other than the tailgate, it looked solid.
tailgate.
Sorry.
Trunk lid?
Trunk lid. I'm used to vans. But like honestly, the car, the only reason like that it was so cheap is it just needed suspension work.
Yeah, you can see that.
And
Sometimes I wish our listeners could physically hear my facial expressions.
are you
Oh.
let down? A look of letdown.
No, look of extreme confusion when you said tailgate.
Sorry. But anyway, it was.
We'll just get a close up Jenna face.
Yeah.
cam.
But yeah, no. So it was. It was a very big letdown because I really actually wanted that in real life. But anyway,
IRL.
I think that would be a really good car. But the thing is, if you try to find a manual car in Los Angeles under $1,500, you want to see a shit show. Look for that.
Oh really? It's bad.
It's real
nothing?
bad. It is a bunch of trash. Because the runner-up was a first-generation Hyundai Tiburon with a body kit on it that had been sideswiped,
Oh my goodness.
and that
Yikes.
was $1,200.
You can't even get like a mini truck or something? That's like
no.
a gross polluter, so you can't register in California?
No,
Oh,
because you
man.
can't sell them on
Sorry.
Craigslist and
Sure you
in
can.
California.
Sure you can. You
But-
just need to get a ferry, whatever you call a ferry permit for a
Yeah, but I
a
mean,
gross polluter.
yeah. So it was just
It's a 5-day temp tag or whatever.
yeah. And at that point, it's just like why even put it up for under $1,500?
I guess. Yeah,
And
they'll just scrap them at that point. Which
Yeah,
sucks.
exactly. So it was that, or is like any number of absolutely awful not running vehicles that are all terrible.
Yeah, we have a pretty good choice of cheap manual stuff up here, which is kind of nice.
So
Yeah.
that's that Minnesota does have California beat in that way. So it's
You
Portland
almost
or anywhere else in our.
Find manuals up here for cheaper than automatics
Yep,
if they're
'cause
not
they
Yeah,
play
because
down
new.
we've
here.
got a lot of weenies,
We
and
do.
so I can
Yeah.
play on the
Which
weenies.
is why the FJ is still for sale.
Also,
Rip.
did we have another topic that you got rid of?
Nope.
That's odd. Okay, I guess I've got
And
two.
on to Ryan again.
On to me again. The Jeep Gladiator is lame.
It is.
Wow,
It looks really
it's got a
dorky.
cool name.
It's got
does?
automatic only.
Well,
Oh,
there's that, and the fact like the proportions are all wrong. It doesn't even look like a Wrangler anymore.
No, it looks bad.
yikes.
However,
Does it look like a Renegade at all?
Well, it looks like
No.
a JKU, but they moved the rear axle back 2 feet, and then they added another 3 feet of bed.
No!
yeah,
It's not good.
it sounds like Death Wobble from the factory.
Oh, whoa, whoa,
Brutal.
whoa, 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 whoa,
Anyway,
whoa.
don't worry, Toyota is here to save everything with the Land Cruiser Namib.
Ooh, ooh.
Yes.
Now, if they can make a Jimny version of this,
Hell
the
yeah.
world would be a better place.
Suzuki, you know what to
Want
do.
to hear the beautiful thing about this?
Okay.
The Namib is available with a 202 horsepower diesel V8,
Oh man, I bet that thing's burly.
Ooh.
and it comes manual only.
Oh,
Yes, manual only.
Look at
This-
that. It's
you know, if
nice
you had
and
put this
simple.
in the same episode as the Mighty Boy,
Yeah,
I think I might prefer the Namib.
I know.
Look at that minimalistic interior.
Come pre-bedlinered with
Yes,
like super
this is
nasty 90s.
This
Yes.
is 100% exactly how it comes from the
Yes.
factory.
It looks like you modded this in 1999 and it was
This
built
is-
in 1987.
This is what my dad's taco looked like in the mid
What is
90s.
this badge? I love it.
Yeah, the Namib.
It looks
It's
like an
this-
angry spider.
It's this
or
trim
like
level.
a sucker from
I think that's
Half-Life.
supposed to be mountains.
Yeah, this is the
Oh.
actual
Oh.
trim level. It's amazing. And
Like the
there's
scuba.
one small downside.
Oh.
What?
Is it that it's not available
It
here?
is only available in South Africa.
Alright,
So they've all been carjacked already.
Well, actually, so this is the thing.
I'm ready to get
Now,
murdered for
Cape
this.
Town, South Africa does have the highest murder rate in the world, and it is
Over-
35 murders per every
No, no, no,
100,000
no.
people.
350 per every 100,000 people.
Bollocks. That's a bit off.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
But
Well, by comparison...
Like I said,
10
it's
times as
worth
many
to
murders.
get
Second. Let's
murdered.
By comparison, St. Louis, Missouri, East St.
like
Louis.
the East St. Louis.
Yeah,
Okay.
East St. Louis
I
is
bought a transmission there once. It was
It's-
a little sketchy.
26 per
So wait,
100,000.
it was 350 to 26? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it's
That
really
is-
high, and that's in like one particular neighborhood.
So you might get shot. Every day you might get shot, but you can own that.
Don't worry, if you stay with the white people, you'll be fine.
Or
No,
if
the
you
white
have...
people are the ones that carjack you.
Actually, to be honest, regardless of any of the people, you don't have to be around anybody because you have this.
Yeah, exactly. You're
It
fine.
doesn't matter who
It's
you're
worth
around.
Just go
being
live in the middle
murdered.
of nowhere.
With your corduroy or your
I
denim
feel like
seats.
these are regular Land Cruiser seats, and they like didn't have money to like embroider the seats. Or they
So
already
they just
made
got
all the
car
seats for
covers?
them, so they just bought car covers.
To be honest, this is made for the South African market, and they do a lot of weird stuff like that. If we can click on the center picture of the interior again,
It's
'cause
so
that is totally
minimalistic.
a 4Runner. Yeah,
Yeah, the
I-
interior looks just like the FJ.
It's amazing.
that is a really. I truly love this vehicle, quite a bit.
Also, that climate panel is out of a 1994 Corolla, like 100%.
Yep.
Well, this whole Land Cruiser is
Close the
the
clock.
70 series Land Cruiser, which
Like I said,
the
this
90s
is
Land Cruiser. It never got discontinued.
Yep.
Because everybody loves it.
Yep.
this is what my dad's taco looked like in the mid 90s.
Yep. It's got an 07 Tundra steering wheel and nav in it, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rest of it is just an 80s or 90s Toyota interior.
I love it.
Really, this is perfect.
I miss that cup holder.
Yeah, this is perfect. Like, this is
The ro-
exactly the way it should
it
be.
also has automatic windows, not the
mean power
amazing. Yeah, automatic
You know,
windows.
I should note, this I think would still sell really good if it comes to America the One Star
Really
crashes
well?
across the board.
Yeah.
Like, people would still buy this.
Oh
Because-
yeah.
Like, if they just sold bodies in white to Icon or something, and they just, like, sold them as Icon cars.
Well, no, I mean, if they sold this as a Toyota, you know what they should do is, so Toyota doesn't mess up their crash test rating, is they should just like have the Land Cruiser be its own like Jeep.
Bring back
like,
Scion.
No, not even like no, just have Land Cruiser be its own brand,
Yeah, like Ram
and
or
then
whatever.
yeah, and then you bring the Lexus GX, which is the Prado, and then
already
you
have
bring.
the GX.
I know, but you just sell that as the Land Cruiser Prado, and you have the Land Cruiser, and then you have the Land Cruiser Namib, and you put them all together, and then you'll actually have probably the best car line ever.
Well, it wouldn't have any cars in it, but yeah.
Well, it'd be the best vehicle line
There you
ever.
go.
As you just sell all of them, and you have that be a Jeep competitor, and that
And
would
look how much better it looks than that silly Jeep Wrangler pickup.
That would
Gladiator thing.
absolutely dethrone Jeep, especially if you
If I
sell.
could sell it for reasonable money, yes.
Well, this is the thing. This trim level is $62,000.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
It does
but
have 16-inch alloys. Ooh.
but to get a actual locking, like full-time locking, manual locking diff with a manual transmission and a diesel V8, you can't get that in America for that price. Like if you were to get that in America for that price, or if you were to get that in America, you'd have to get that in a Ram 2500. You have to spec it out and be like $100,000.
Can't get locking diffs in a Ram.
Yeah, so you can't get this. So yeah,
No.
$60,000.
Better yet, bring it here as the new Acura SLX as a Jimny that looks
Yes.
like that.
Yes.
There you go.
I think Toyota should just make Land Cruiser its own.
Well, they can
line.
do that too. That's fine. We can have a big one and a little one.
Big one, little one.
And then
Big
we can
one,
have the
little
Jimny one, which is the one I want.
Actually,
Yes.
I think Toyota does have a controlling stake in Suzuki.
Perfect.
Oh,
So, Toyota, if you're listening,
please.
take the Namib and
Namib.
make a Jimny out of
Make a Jimny Namib. Bring this. And then give us
it.
Land
Don't
Cruiser.
bring the crime.
No. They need to bring the two-door Land Cruiser Prado
Ooh.
to America as well.
Yeah.
Because that's a two-door Lexus GX, which would be very cool.
I don't like two doors, but sure.
Well, just because.
It's fine.
Just
Nobody
for
else makes
funsies.
that.
I mean, if
I
you're splitting off the brand to make something like that, I agree.
Because Chrysler
Bring a
got rid of
Cabriolet.
because Chrysler got rid of my favorite vehicle. I want Jeep to be absolutely demolished because that's the only thing holding Chrysler Fiat together.
Yeah, Jeep is, their volume mover.
And if Toyota brought this to America, they would destroy Jeep. Absolutely.
Can they bring, like, the regular Land Cruiser Cabriolet and all the other stupid stuff too, then?
Probably. I mean, realistically, you
Cater to the wealthy
European-
people.
European-
Make huge margin, sell very few units.
European crash test standards really are not that much more different than ours.
And there are cars that get pretty poor crash test ratings, and people still buy them. So
I see a
it's
lot
okay.
more Mirages than I see Mitsubishi Eclipse Crosses.
Oh,
The
goodness.
Eclipse Cross
Thank
gets
goodness.
5 stars. The Mirage has a two-star side impact.
Whatever.
So crash tests don't matter.
No, they don't.
It's how cool it is. And you know what? I will take that and die happy in that.
Dilate.
Dilate happy.
I will
Is
take
your
this and die
asshole
happy.
expanding?
What did we learn this week?
What did I learn?
Well,
I didn't learn much. This
I
week.
learned
Yeah.
that Cape Town, South Africa's murder rate is absolutely through the roof. And when Top Gear filmed there, and they said that they were afraid for James May's life, I didn't know how serious they were.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they were very serious.
Yeah. Don't go to South Africa. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a lovely place, but don't do it.
One of my professors did archaeology there for a while.
Did they get robbed?
They're fine, but that was because they're out in the middle of nowhere away from everyone. And they were researching what old big birds used to eat.
I've never seen Big Bird eat anything on the TV.
Well, like giant owls and stuff like
I
that.
know, but my joke was Big Bird.
So,
I learned that the Toyota Land Cruiser Namib is actually cooler than the Mighty Boy.
that's a cop-out, but I'll give you that one. Because
I
actually,
didn't
came-
learn anything else.
Actually, another thing I learned from the factory, the antennas in the Murcielago are taped in.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just a square piece of tape. It's 2 pieces of electrical tape.
It's
in
a real
cross-
Lamborghini.
In a cross. So
There's very little Audi in that car.
that's actually the thing that I learned is that they literally tape that in. And so if you ever meet somebody with a Murcielago and you really don't like him,
I learned that Minnesota's actually, in the United States, a mecca for a lot of different religions, because we have the world-renowned Ek Temple, which is a New Age religion that's really goofy. I mean, I'm an anthropologist, so I'm not judging it. But yeah, it's interesting. Look it up. The temple's like a gold pyramid, and then we also have
is that the religion that uses pyramid power for everything?
wait a minute. Is
No.
that pyramid that's over there?
the giant gold
The
one.
giant
Yeah, in
gold
Chanhassen.
ziggurat that I've always wondered what the heck
Yeah,
that
that's
is?
the Ek Temple.
Oh.
And then we have the largest Hindu temple in all of the United States. Quit clicking at me!
I'm not clicking, I'm ecking.
Yep. I was going to draw out the Volkswagen Up.
You should end it on that. I'm not clicking, I'm ecking.
ecking?
Just end it.
I have to click 3 buttons.
I'm hoping to bring JCCS and California content to you this weekend.
Yes, we will be doing that.
So you'll get to see more of my lovely face and my terrible voice.
This episode goes live after you get back.
Yes, so if you go on our Facebook, there will be some amount of JCCS stuff because I will have been updating things without
Surprise!
approval the entire time I'm in California because I don't want to have to wait for him.
Petting cats and probably drunk in Texas, and then I will be back. And then either way, yeah, just go to the Facebook Carbitrage page and check it out there.
There's a band called Wasp that has a song called Blind in Texas. It's about drinking. You should listen to it.
Bye.